You know, there was a period in time where I was really intrigued by training to failure and doing it often. You know, trying to get PRs, trying to push it to the max, push it to the limit. But I eventually found out that none of that really matters when it comes to building muscle. None of that matters at all. There's a lot of y'all that are under this misconception that you have to do it consistently and often. It's really not that important at all. And I'm gonna explain to y'all why in this video. I can literally just start off by saying that building muscle is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you can push yourself as much as you want to failure. It's not gonna speed up the process and make it more effective. If anything, you're actually hurting yourself and slowing it down, because the fact that you're training to failure, that requires you to recover. And the fact that you need to recover, you actually have to use more time to recover because of the fact that you pushed yourself to failure. So it's like a double negative in a way, if that makes sense. Failure is equal to longer recovery time. Longer recovery time will then degrade your performance in the gym. You can't push it as much because of the fact that you still need to recover and get back to 100%. You're not going to be able to hit as many PRs as you want training to failure often, because like I said, you're just tiring yourself out. And what's the point of that? You want to be in the gym at optimal energy levels so that you can perform and do the exercises correctly and do them with a lot of precision and a lot of power, you know, a lot of intensity as well. There is a positive side to training to failure. It's that it gives you a benchmark. It gives you a benchmark of where your limits lie. And you can use that to then work around whatever rep count you failed at or whatever weight you failed at. So for example, a lot of people like to use their 1 RM, their 1 rep max, as failure. And they like to work around, let's say 60-70% to then build up muscle again. And that can give you an edge because you're training close to your peak, but not directly at your peak. So recovery times and all that stuff is a bit more normal. You tire yourself out, your muscles get worked, but you can still recover in a proper way. This is a technique that I like to use as well, especially on compound lifts. Let's say squats, for example. If I'm squatting 200 kilos, for example, as my 1 rep max, then I can work around 50 to 70% of that and build muscle, because I can do a lot of reps between 50 and 70% compared to that 1 RM. Again, if you're working around that 1 RM or real close to it, you're gonna be in for a hard time, man. So it's better that you just take things down a notch. Focus on that instead. You don't have to always hit PRs and stuff. Like I said, it's not gonna speed anything up. Great numbers and everything, but it has nothing to do with building the muscle that you want to build. It can be a waste of time sometimes as well. So I'm just being honest with you. I really want to give you all this information now so that you don't fall into the same pitfalls that I fell into. 90% of y'all watching this video aren't subscribed to this channel for some reason. I don't know why. But if you're liking this video, if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out, if you're getting value from it, if you're here to build a strong mind and a strong body, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment. It'll be much appreciated. It's a lot more on the way for y'all, so y'all can stay up to date with me and build that strong mind and strong body. Anyway, let's get back to the video. The other side of training to failure is that it'll actually derail your progress. This is basically what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The fact that you're doing it so often, you're so fixated on it, it's gonna derail your progress because it's going to require you to use longer time to recover, longer time to get back to 100%. I don't know if a lot of you guys have trained to failure before, but the days after, you're in pain. You're sore. And it's not like a good kind of sore. It's like, damn, I really pushed it to the limit here and I actually have to chill out. So it's better that you, again, take things back down, focus on that, focus on getting the reps in. Because the thing about muscle growth is that it's an adaptation to you applying stress to that muscle. And when you stressed it out by training completely to failure, then you're not really helping yourself, are you? And again, if let's say you train to failure and you show up to the gym the next day and you push it just as hard, eventually, like in a short amount of time, it's just gonna lead to injury. You're gonna be out the gym for some months, and again, your progress is derailed and you gotta start from zero. And hopefully by then you've learned your lesson and you don't go do the same thing again. Now, if you're a beginner in the gym, training to failure isn't something that I would even concern myself with. The thing that you should be focused on is doing things with technique and consistency. Technique and consistency. That's how guys that are advanced, like me, have gotten to the place that we're at. We focus on technique, consistency, and then after a while, we start bringing in all these other things that we can apply to then build muscle in different ways. Technique and consistency, mind-muscle connection, all these things. Those are the things that are going to get you from point A to point B a lot faster. Intermediate to advanced guys, we already know the drill, man. This is something that you should be using with a lot of respect. We have to use your head when you're training, man. It's about doing things with intensity, doing it hard, but at the same time, it's about self-preservation as well. My goal when I'm building muscle is not to just be as big as I can. It's about being flexible, being mobile, you know, all these different things. It's not just about being huge and looking swole, man. Like, it's great. It's a part of the game, but at the same time, you also have to use your head. Like, years down the line, let's say you're 45 and you're having trouble with your back because you decided to train to failure so much, and then now your back gave out and you're still feeling the effects of it 20 years later, right? So you have to be smart about it. Use training to failure or use it with respect. A lot of respect. Have respect for the weights. These are things, basic things that you learn as a beginner. Respect the weights. Respect training to failure. Don't just go all out and balls to the wall because you need to hit this PR that is probably going to mean absolutely nothing in some years. Basically, training to failure should just be short-lived. It shouldn't be something that's taking course over a long period of time. It shouldn't be that at all. Not at all. We all know this, man. All of us that are intermediate and advanced, it's something that we just use as a benchmark, and then we work around it. So all this misconception about training to failure, speeding things up, and being the best way to train, it's all just BS, man. Just drop all of it. If you're a person that wants to build muscle and you want to do it effectively and simply and efficiently, my free workout program is down below. It's on my website. You can grab it there all for free. The program is based off of the workout program that I used back in 2021 when my physique first started to make its changes, and all I did was apply simple techniques to hypertrophy and simple progressive overload. That's it. None of that stuff that we see today where you get one report telling you one thing and that completely contradicts itself the next. My thing was to stick to the basics and do it properly. So if you're looking to build muscle and build that physique of your dreams, go ahead, grab that workout in the description below, available on my website. That's enough for me today. See y'all in the next vid.